It boggles my mind the amount of businesses, small, medium, or large, that don't have their own websites and just say, I just do things on social media.
Hi, welcome to the MFP show. I'm Brian Butkowski
I'm Howard Ross.
of Marketing Firepower. Today we're going to talk about websites near and dear to your heart, right, Howard?
Very much so.
Yeah, you've been talking about them a lot lately. And I just want to ask you, what are your initial thoughts when I say the term website and what that means to you or to small businesses that you encounter?
It boggles my mind the amount of businesses, small, medium, or large, that don't have their own websites and just say, I just do things on social media.
Yeah, that happens far too often. And obviously the anger is there. And truthfully, you don't own that channel. That's one of my biggest beefs. You can use these channels, you can play with them, you can utilize them for all the benefits that they have, but someday the rug could be pulled out from you. And I know one of the things that you talk about, and you've been harping on a lot lately, is the idea of like some of the fake ideas and news that's out there, and people not being able to control the narrative.
And there's so much misinformation. You see it a lot in the entertainment side of things, but also sports, some of the news clips. So I think that's just going to continue to proliferate throughout the social media world because, again, like you said, you don't own and you don't control that content.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is that when people start seeing this fake news that's out there, or fake ideas or arguments that people have, or again, just straight up fake facts. Somebody's dead. No, they're not.
Right.
Somebody had this happen to them. No, that didn't happen.
Hmm.
Everything becomes fake. Nobody knows what to believe
Right.
in.
Right.
Can they trust a business that's out there? Can they trust the comments that are happening for that business? And really, where do we go from there? If all of this stuff is up in the air, how do you build credibility? How do you build trust?
It starts with your website because you own and you can control exactly the content that you put out there. Whatever you want it to be, no one's going to change it. It's yours. It's however you wanna be perceived.
Yeah, the fact of the matter is you can't really be, misquoted in your own autobiography, right? I mean,
Exactly.
that's what
I mean,
that's
if
what
you're the
some
one
people say, but
right. If you're typing in the information and they're your pictures and you're putting them in, it's you, it's
yes,
yours.
and that's the beautiful thing. For good or bad, people are gonna like that or not like it. They're gonna
Exactly.
trust you or not trust you,
Exactly.
and there should be nothing fake about it. Again, if somebody determines that's on their end, but what you put out there, the story, the narrative,
Mhm.
you earn that credibility, you earn that trust from your viewers, from your clients, and then again, hopefully from your potential clients, because ultimately what we want to do is provide that ability and that trust because people like to do business with those that they know, like, and trust.
And at the end of the day, they're looking for information that's truthful and factful, and again, it's on your website, it's what you do, it's your message, your branding, and whatever your services, goods, or products are.
Yep.
Again, you control it. You own the content.
I think the other fact of it too is some of these social media platforms are becoming more searchable. And the idea of SEO and search, it's all changing, especially with AI
Mhm,
and
mhm.
AEO versus SEO. But the idea is that your website's searchable for your information, your facts, the way
Correct,
that you
correct.
tell a story about whatever the fact of your industry that you're involved in
Mhm.
is. So, yeah, it's critical that on your own website, your words, the things that you have to say, the way that you create your factual information is searchable. People can find that and they can know exactly what it is that you and your business have to say about whatever topic it is that's of interest to you and to them. Again, to build true relationships and build true trust. So we'll move over to another way to build trust. Authenticity, I always say, is key to this. And one of the ways that you can do that is through video.
Definitely. I mean, when you can talk about your business, what separates you from your competitors, or just what you do, what you build, what you make, whatever it might be, and people see you talking about what you do passionately, no one's going to speak to that more passionately and better than you as the business owner would.
Absolutely. And again, it's your words. And I always like to say it this way: in a digital world that we're in, people can read emails, they can read words, but when they're spoken through a camera lens and they're directly put into your eyes, your
Hmm.
ears,
Hmm.
you get to understand exactly what the personality is of
Right,
that
right,
person that you're dealing with. Again, it may be a business owner or maybe it's a business development person, maybe it's a frontline customer service person, but you want to make sure that you can build that trust, build that authenticity really all the way through from beginning to end and let that viewer know that, hey, this is the way that this company, this person does business. And this is somebody that I want to do business
right,
with.
right.
Again, I'll go back to the idea of sales that, obviously you want a yes, but somebody that says, no, I don't really appreciate this person or these people or whatever their value system might be, we're not interested. Well, a no can be as good as a yes in many cases. But one of the true stories that I love is I worked with a client that we've done probably over 50 videos talking about their business, talking about the story of their life, their business,
Hmm.
and them in that business, and then how they work with their clients, how everything works again from top to bottom, beginning to end, customer service, and all of that. And as we tell that story, we've had viewers look at those videos and say, "Hey, I've seen all those videos. I've seen what you had to say. Now I want to do business with you." And I think that that's the key. If you can't actually make a sales call to somebody, whether that's in person, on the phone, or even over Zoom or over video, if you can actually give a piece of yourself through a static video that you put out there, whether it's on your website or maybe even it is on one of the social platforms or YouTube. But if people get to see that, they get to see the real you. They get to understand and know who you are
Hmm.
and what it would be like to work with you and make that actually happen.
Yeah, and as those people are watching those videos, maybe they haven't decided to do business with you on that day, but as they continue to watch, you almost feel like, all right, I'm kind of getting to know this person. Okay, maybe now is the time that I'll flip on that switch and I'll do business with whatever business that is.
And that I think that hits a nail on the head to another topic we'll hit another time, but the idea of how many times it takes to actually get to see somebody before you even one get to
Right.
even know who they are,
Right.
and then two start to trust them,
Hmm.
and then build that trust. There's a formula called the 7-11-4 formula that people need to see you. Um, for 7 hours across 11 interactions on four different types of platforms.
Hmm.
We'll get into that again, but your website can be the absolute key to making that happen because there's
Yes.
probably four different ways you can make that happen on your website, whether you're writing blogs, you have videos, whether there's some other short form ideas that you have
Hmm.
or long form content, ebooks,
Yes.
whatever the case may be, there's ways to make that happen on your website. And that's why the website's so critical. You want to get somebody from, hey, I get to know exactly who they are,
Hmm.
but then get them there to build all of that trust so that they can,
Sure.
whether it's 11 times or 25
Hmm.
times, whatever the case may be, to make that interaction become some type of relationship where they
Definitely.
get to know you.
And regularly updating the content. So if someone visits your website today and then maybe doesn't come back for a month, if you don't have any new content there, what have you really done? Nothing. So the point is keep updating that content, whether it's, like you said, blogging, videos. It's easy enough to do quick videos. They don't have to be long, they don't have to be professionally shot, just clear and understandable.
Yeah, that definitely is a great point, and, all of us at different times get bogged down and not be able to update things, but not only is it good for search, is it good for
Yes.
Google, but the idea is that if you can bring new, fresh content to people, the idea is that people want that.
Yes.
They desire that, and as you try to build
Hmm.
your framework of bringing somebody in from not knowing you to doing business with you, there are levels to that, and creating new content, whatever that might be, even as small and easy as it
Hmm.
can make a huge difference when you're trying to bring that person along in their journey to actually working with you.
Exactly.
And I think that one of the things that we talk about with a website and the fact that you own it, you can capture people's information. So maybe you look at somebody out in the field, whether that's in a true networking standpoint, like you're actually talking to them and you give them a business card, or it could be from social media. But if you can give them a reason to drive back to your website, you can actually capture their information. And I'll say this, do it the right way. Don't just throw them onto a newsletter, but
Right.
you get to capture that information and actually start to build a relationship. And if
Yes.
you do that the right way, those people can
Hmm.
go from, hey, I barely know you to maybe a customer for life. And
Right.
you can do that through your website and through forms and really make it a true relationship just because they actually visited your website.
Definitely.
So anything else to add today on this episode?
I think we've covered just about everything.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot more we could talk about, but we wanted to hit on some high points about, again, why it matters to have a website, how to make that kind of work for you. And really, if you have any questions about that, reach out to Marketing Firepower, reach out to Bomb Image, my company, and we're here to help. You can utilize our platform and do it yourself. You can use MarketingFirePower.App,
Hmm.
or we can do it with you, or we can do it for you. We're here to help. We're here to answer your questions and really here to help you do better business.
And build that business. I mean, every business owner that I know of, for the most part, is looking to build their businesses and make as much money as they possibly can to take care of their families, their kids.
Absolutely. We're here to help and better people and build their businesses in any way possible. So thanks for listening and watching, and we'll talk to you soon.
Stay tuned.